So the manifestation queen herself thought that she was immune to the time delay. Discipline creates freedom. Do you ever be like, oh, I can't wait for the pain that I feel in HIIT training? No, you don't. The reason that I like cold showers is because...
Welcome to the queendom. Explain the cold shower, because my partner's going to be like, sucker, you're going to have to jump in the ocean now or whatever.
Cold shower, I'm a big believer of like, it's no different to HIIT training, right? Like, do you ever be like, oh, I can't wait for the pain that I feel in HIIT training? No, you don't. Because you know the reward in it. So there's probably endorphins being released and that chemicals that's been released. So you've done it that many times that you feel that endorphin rush afterwards. For someone that's not used to it, it's like, oh, why am I doing this? The reason that I like cold showers is because I'm literally trumping what my ego wants me to do. My ego wants to have me a warm shower. My ego wants me to wake up and maybe fucking masturbate with my vibrator every morning. My ego would like to have a latte from fucking 7 a.m. and fill myself up with almond milk and not intermittent fast. My ego would want to watch Netflix and watch maths reruns all fucking day. Like, if I let my ego run the show, there's no way that I would live this lifestyle. So discipline creates freedom. Right? And so the cold shower, when I get in it, my ego's like, but it's actually, and do a bit of research on it, but basically it's a way to, it's almost like you're quieting down that monkey brain, that chitter chatter, because it's like you're like overriding all the parts of you that said, I can't do this, da 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 da. So it's like kind of the feeling the fear and doing it anyway. No different to me getting up on stage and feeling anxiety before I speak on stage. I'm like forcing myself to do it. And then through that repetition, it stretches your capacity and that comfort zone. And then we just become normal, because I can promise you tomorrow, what you manage to do on a daily basis or weekly basis in your business now, the version of you 2 years ago would have vomited from panic, anxiety, and fear, from how much you create, be, do, show up. But now it's just conditioned. It's normal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really does. And I'm really, really called to do this now. And because like, I'm a sucker for discipline. I'm a sucker for pain in a weird way, but also in a pleasurable way, if that makes sense. So I like to be challenged. I like to challenge myself. And I feel like anyone listening, if you guys have been like, oh, manifestation doesn't work, well, I challenge you to give it a go.
Hey guys, real quick. Have you ever been stressed out or stuck on a problem you just can't seem to figure out, and then a friend or a mentor comes along with like a fresh perspective and shows you a solution that completely changes the game for you? Now, I'm smiling right now as I say this because I know I've had a ton of these moments while building my businesses and remembering back to all the people I have been helped by, which gets me so excited. So I want to pass on the information here and give you guys a favor to build this Queendom community. You know, whatever platform you are listening on, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and tune in every Wednesday, because you just never know when you will hear that special something that completely changes the game for you. And when it happens, make sure you leave behind 5 stars so we know our efforts are making an impact. I love you guys. Let's get back into it.
6 to 8 weeks for the metaphysical to start showing up in your physical. Like literally I usually start seeing results within like 2 or 3 weeks when I'm really consistent. And I'll just be really just to give everyone a bit more motivation and inspiration. I had almost 2 months off, December and January, because for the first time in 7 years of my business. I just needed time off. I was getting like galactic upgrades from my freaking team. I was like, oh my God, it was insane. And I couldn't connect to my goals. I didn't want to create anything. And so I became really sloppy with myself. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't doing my vibe boosters. I wasn't reading my magical script. Nothing. And so that was awesome. And then so I decided, okay, by the end of January, I'm going to change this because I'm going into launch. Like I pulled 3,000 people into the 21-day manifesting challenge. I knew I had to hold space for these people. I had to shift my energy up.
So we're near at the end of the episode. I know I don't want it to end either. And I love you guys so much for tuning in every week and coming to this journey with me. But the good news is it doesn't have to end here. If you've gotten value from today, I have something really special I want to share with you. Now, most people are very dedicated to learning from podcasts or books, but when it comes to taking the action required to make these ambitions come true, they retreat back to their comfort zone and listen to another podcast. But I know that there is a small group of queens listening right now that are hungry for more. You want complete freedom over how you spend your time and money, and you want to be able to do it from anywhere in the world. I understand you. I was you. And now I have complete freedom over my time, location, and money. And I did it all with my social media blueprint. And if you are part of the group that takes action towards your dream life, I have included an exclusive link for you to jump on board below at 50% off. I appreciate you queens all so much. Now let's finish this one with a bang.
So I started being consistent, I think, from the 18th of January or the 22nd of January. And so I'm like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and like crickets. No sales are happening. Thousands of people in this group. I'm like, what the hell? I go to my partner. I'm like, hey, like, what's happening? And it was just like 5 or 6 weeks in. She's like, babe, do you remember what you were doing 6 weeks ago? I'm like, yeah, I was being a fucking sloth, watching Netflix, ordering Uber Eats twice a day because I didn't even want to cook. She's like, right. So I want to share with everyone there's a time delay. So the manifestation queen herself thought that she was like immune to the time delay, but it always happens to anyone. And so what happened 6 weeks to the T, all of a sudden I think I made like 140K in like 7 days, and it just continues to like escalate because now I'm in that momentum. So 6 to 8 weeks, guys, like you all